Hi guys, welcome back for another one. Today we got a special roster review for you because we have two people to review, both free-to-play players and looking for some Doom Raid information if it's possible for them in their current situation to start prepping. I mean, obviously they can start prepping, but it's a very interesting situation. I have Maverick Ag 06 here with me today. Are you looking forward to this, Maverick?
Yes, sir. Let's get it going.
All right, and with that said, you guys know what to do. Sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Alright, so our first roster review today is Barry Austin, aka Ramhard. We have actually done his roster review in the past. Last time he reached out to us, we helped him with challenges, which he has now cleared, and he wants to focus and prepare for Doom Raids. And he asked if we can help with this, and of course, giving us the compliments on the good video work. Alright, so we're in here to Barry Austin's roster, aka Ramhard. First, we're going to filter these guys in alphabetical order by each trait. First up is Bio. Bio is a tough one at this current moment. I do see 5 of the symbiotes in his top 6. Anything you want to add here? I mean, these seem to be the cookie cutter teams to use, even though I do see star level as an issue here.
Yeah, I mean, star level is going to be an issue here. If you wouldn't mind for just 1 second, can you scroll down just a little bit?
Looking for her.
All right, so he's, yep, that's the one. Philovel is going to be, and it's not going to be something he needs to do like right away.
Yeah.
But eventually, in Doom Raids, especially as you build your Infinity Watch for every other game mode, Philovel inserts in really well as a replacement for Venom, because you need to keep Scream and Carnage for all the speed bar that you generate from damaging and killing enemies. And then Symbiote Spider-Man and Anti-Venom, it's obvious they're the top 2 characters of symbiotes. But Philovel can come in. She has high health. She's got great damage. She can actually clear debuffs, which is like the death knell for symbiotes, especially if Anti-Venom isn't going that quickly or you're having some issues clearing the debuffs. She can help clear all debuffs.
Awesome.
So she's a great longer-term option as a 5th.
All right, good. And I guess just before we move on here, quick notes here. Anti-Venom, I currently have a 5-star Anti-Venom. He seems to do okay in sustainability. Symbiote Spider-Man, at 5 stars, do you think he could sustain very well?
Possibly. I would like to see a 5th red.
Okay. And
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then the issues he's going to have here is with Scream and probably Carnage as the 2 squishiest with not having them maxed out. So those 2 may be an issue, survivability and Doom Raids, just FYI.
Sure, and I don't know how close he. Oh, well, it says there he's just barely over 5 on Scream, but like I run a 6-5 Scream in Doom Raids right now, and she is the squishiest, but like the sustained is mostly still there.
Okay, fair enough.
He's ready to build up the Carnage, like he's got the shards to go take Carnage higher.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next trait. We got Mutant. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. Okay, definitely does not have access to Jubilee or Phoenix, which pretty much cuts off both teams that I'm aware of, like right at the ankles.
A lot, but he is doing what I did when I started, which is Shatterstar, Longshot, Sinister, and Emma. And it looks like the mutant section is kind of probably one that he's put the least amount of resources into.
Okay.
Which is kind of understandable, because why build Axemen if you don't have Jubilee? Why build, Uncanny X-Men if you don't have Phoenix? Like, yeah. I get that, like, you're building up these characters as you go for when you have the character abilities. If he's looking for a better 5th, I know he has Strife, and Strife might work, but he might also consider building Polaris, because she is farmable very easily through a campaign node and has good synergy with Longshot and Shatterstar. It's not going to help on the Doom boss as much, because Shatterstar, Longshot, and Sinister are going to do all of the work there. But getting to the mutant boss is an issue in and of itself.
Okay. All right, good enough. Let's move on to the next trait, which is Mystic. Let me see what we got here. Whew. We do have a Surfer. We have an Ebony. And obviously, Mystic is going to change drastically here in the upcoming patch, which is either launching the day of this video or the next day, where you're going to have access to Deathpool as an event campaign character. And even if you're 100% free to play, you should be able to get this character pretty easily at 4 stars at a minimum. So that will definitely change up Mystic. That's one I'd highly recommend. So we're really looking for just maybe 4 characters we can currently plug in with her.
I mean, you already mentioned 2 of them.
Yeah.
And Surfer and Maw. And he's got Hela. That's a really solid Hela right there. So like that's one, and then Moon Knight and White Tiger are far too squishy in my opinion to work out well. It's not going to be a long-term solution, but it makes too much sense, even at 4 stars, not to bring Thanos as the 5th, just for the energy generation and the synergy with Maw. Until you get Doom, like this is going to turn into the Deathpool and Doom show.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets both of those characters, and as you said, with the cores, you've got to get Deathpool this week or as early as humanly possible. And that will really help with the Mystic section.
Yeah, definitely. So that's definitely a huge free-to-play option coming available to those players quickly. I mean, I'm curious because there are some other like Mystic heroes, and I know like Deathpool has synergy with Mystic heroes. So I'm actually curious of how, like, just theory crafting wise, how these will work out in the future. Obviously, we're not here to speculate and have these guys build up things that may not work. But just spitball in there out loud. But let's move on so we don't go too far off that bandwagon and go to skill. And there we go. We see Kestrel, Night Nurse, Red Guardian, Taskmaster. There's a Gamora stand in there. I did talk to Ramhard earlier. He does have Sharon Carter and Maria Hill unlocked, which obviously is a free-to-play player. I don't expect any free-to-play player to have Captain America Sam Wilson unlocked until the end of the next second strike pass. But I think he has enough here to skill, because skill, I mean, is doable without Secret Avengers, but he does have access to 2 of them, which may be worth his while. You guys give your opinion on this. Maybe worthwhile just go ahead and invest in, because as we know, for the future, for foreseeable future content, they're going to be viable. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So first of all, you have Kestrel as the best character on your team. Like, that's really what you need, and it's just a matter of how can I keep Kestrel and everybody else upright to let Kestrel do her thing.
Yeah.
And he's got the stuff to do it, but Secret Avengers makes it way easier because they synergize a lot better. Yeah. And even if he is free to play and is only going to get Sam after the second strike pass, we've already seen. I want to give a shout out to a guy that you've done some collaborations with, Mr. Hartgrave, put out a terrific video I saw a couple days ago where he took a 2 yellow, 2 red Sam Wilson at level 71 into Doom 1.1, and he was doing great with it at like 60k. It didn't last all the way through, but it was a 2-2, and it wasn't even built all the way up to G15. So like Secret Avengers is going to be the long-term solution. So the fact that he has Maria Hill unlocked, or Sharon Carter unlocked, when he gets Sam Wilson, like that's going to end up being the core.
Yeah.
But there's enough there that it doesn't have to, like, he doesn't have to panic about not having Secret Avengers.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the very last trait for him, and that would be Tech. Obviously, Kestrel goes over. We got Ghost, we got Shuri, we have Minerva, we have a little bit of an Ultron. I'm definitely seeing one of the more essential characters missing here. Which I imagine he doesn't have unlocked. He does not have Doc Ock unlocked, and also Doom not unlocked. Temporarily, what do you see here, or what could he invest in for the future and maybe plug or hold off? Obviously, it's still a fluid situation for him as he's pretty much planning the stages. He's not actually in it yet.
I mean, honestly, if he took the top 5 characters that he has now, it is a team that can work if he's running the center section or any section where he doesn't need, where it's like you only need him at ISO level 4. Like, I wouldn't use that team at the high end.
Yeah.
But if you're early Doom nodes, that works.
Okay.
Definitely Dr. Octopus and Dr. Doom are going to change this entire section if
Yeah.
and when he gets them unlocked. The only other character that, I mean, theory crafting wise, Misty Knight has a great kit for Doom raids just because she's got ability blocks and stuns. And so she could theoretically come into play there. But, you know, again, like I wouldn't necessarily hard invest in her when there's other spots. It's just an alternative.
All right, sounds good. Let's move on to our second roster review. Are you interested in having your roster reviewed by Maverick and I in this quick format roster review, helping you out in a game mode or two? If you are, all you need to do is join my Discord. The link to that is in the description down below. Then all you need to do is find the video section, find roster reviews, and there you'll find the latest roster review application where you can submit your request to have your roster reviewed by Maverick and I in a YouTube format. So if you need help clearing any content in the game, don't hesitate, apply today. All right, so our second roster review by Diverse M. I'm struggling to select my fourth for legendary DD4 nodes based on who I have unlocked and built up. My lines just started doing Doom 1, so I need to build skill. Where should I be looking? So we're going to look at possibly his legendaries for DD4, and we're definitely going to take a look at his skill team. All right, so these are his current legendaries. He definitely already has Phoenix, Doc Ock, and Ebony Maw unlocked. Honestly, I already know who my fourth pick is because it's someone I personally did myself, and I actually thought the character did a really good job, and that is Jubilee. Do you agree with that? Disagree with that? What else would you have for him?
So I was hoping you would talk about your experience with Jubilee because I did not take Jubilee.
Yeah.
Mainly because mutant gear was an issue for me when I was getting close to being done, and bio was not. So I took Black Bolt and made it through that way.
Right.
But I do agree that I feel like Jubilee is probably the better option. I just don't have the experience. So you should probably talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so my experience with Jubilee was basically the basic blind was clutch sometimes, just nullifying a heavy damage dealer on the opposite side of the field. Her stun, compared with Doc Ock's ultimate ability, could take someone out of the equation altogether. So I found her utility very useful, and she wasn't as squishy as I was expecting her to be. Like, she had survivability inside Dark Dimension 4.
Yeah, especially with the offense down that she can put out. Yeah, and it's a much better option, I feel like.
Yeah.
As a fourth for legendary.
Yeah, and I mean, her damage is not bad at all. I mean, it's not Black Bolt, but it's not bad. So that's the legendary. That's the recommendation I would do. I think you're right. Black Bolt's is not a bad option. Shuri, you could do Shuri, but you're not going to get a whole lot of damage, which means it's going to be more of a grind to get through it. But the rest of the legendaries, I don't think I'd recommend at all.
Well, and not only that, Jubilee is your best option if you're building with Doom raids in mind.
That is true. All right, and then lastly, let's look at his skill teams, what he can possibly do, because he's struggling with skill for his alliance. Once again, he does have Sharon Carter unlocked. I don't know personally, I don't know if he has Maria Hill or Captain Sam unlocked. As free to play, was he a 45 shard unlock? So with Sam Wilson and be able to get him at 45 shards, which means it is possible right now for free-to-play players to have him unlocked. Because I just finished up the Strike Pass this morning, so I know it's possible for free-to-play players to now have Sam Wilson on their roster. I don't know if it's possible for a diverse M. I don't know what type of player he is, like how active. And it's possible with Maria Hill, he wasn't able to blitz. It's possible Maria Hill's not unlocked. He is showing Sharon Carter. I mean, you could give your opinion on this, but I honestly, he already has 4 characters pretty much done at a high level. Punisher is questionable. You could probably replace him. But, I mean, just add Sharon Carter? What's your thoughts?
Honestly, from what I've seen from Mr. Hartgrave, add Captain Sam once you get him unlocked to 2 stars to the Strike Pass. I mean, like, he's going to do enough. I mean, you're going to have to build him up all the way to G15. Like, there's no way around it. You're going to have to build him up.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, the earlier you get him up, he's got so much. He's giving out ability energy. He's giving out speed bar. Like, there's so much in his kit. And especially once you get Sharon Carter and Maria Hill all together with him, even at the low stars, it's going to work. Yeah. I worry a little bit about his survivability without Maria Hill because he's getting so much deflect and she generates healing based off of anytime anybody blocks an attack using deflect.
Yeah.
So like that's where a lot of her energy sustain health sustain comes from. But it's a better long-term investment to invest in Captain Sam than it is Red Guardian, and it makes me sad to say that as a good player that has a 6/6 Red Guardian.
Yeah.
But Captain Sam is just an all-around better character.
Yeah, and I can tell you from my personal experience, anyone who hasn't seen me on Twitch run the Secret Avengers and the skill lanes. The first node, the very end, middle lane, the very first node, I can auto basic that entire node with the Secret Avengers, Kestrel, and Fury. If it was the auto basic button comes out, I'm actually just going to press it just to test it and probably put it up on YouTube. But anyways, so that's one thing. Like, they are that powerful as a combo with Kestrel and Fury. You don't really need Fury. And honestly, a recommendation I have for free-to-play players, unless you naturally are able to get a 7-star Fury, do not worry about Fury. He's definitely replaceable in that team by a lot of other skilled characters, and it really wouldn't make that big of an impact on your roster or your ability to do the skill lanes. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, for now, I feel like they, in the same way that we're kind of being guided towards certain 5-piece combos for raids by trait.
Yeah.
He's going to become essential as like a 4th or 5th character when we get to like Doom 2.
Okay.
Just because of the synergy that he has with Kestrel. But it's not an immediate need, and it's not something that he's going to need to do to survive in Doom 1 or probably even 1.1.
Okay, fair enough. All right, and that is it. That is all of our roster reviews for this week. Hopefully, players out there, especially you guys free-to-play players, found this helpful. Anything you want to add here before we end?
No, I think we're in good shape. Just, do what you can, whatever you need to do to get cores to invest in the event campaign characters that we're getting each patch. We're seeing that, especially recently, that, it's going to be very easy if you spend your cores to get those characters to 4 to 5 stars, and they're all Doom Raid essential.
Yeah.
Kestrel was an event campaign character. Sharon Carter. Now we've got Deathpool. Phyla-Vell. All of these event campaign characters are really close to being essential in Doom raids. So we're doing what you can to save up your cores and following Mr. Free-to-Play's advice on event campaigns to help you get a 4 or 5-star character. It's really going to help you in Doom raids right now.
And speaking of that, if the patch goes live on the day you guys are getting this on YouTube, the next day you guys will get how to get Deathpool at 4 stars for free. That is on my schedule to release immediately, with her event campaign being released on Friday. Not giving me much time to prep you guys for it, but just FYI, it is coming out as soon as I possibly can get it out to you. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoy this one. I want to thank Maverick for his time. If you guys could do us a favor before you go, hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget the subscribe button. And if you don't want to miss any other roster reviews from Maverick and I, don't forget that notification bell. And with all that said, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.